Well, there's the pizza. There's the Coke. Sugar less Coke. What do you call it? Coke Zero? Coke Zero, right. And there's a little bag there with some seed in it, you know, something that goes on top of the pizza. And there's Rick. How you doing today, Rick?
I'm doing okay, thank you, Bob.
Good. What was your week like?
Didn't really do an awful lot 'cause I'm still getting over the doctor says I have post-infection fatigue.
Oh, okay.
So I'm still kind of groggy.
What kind of weaky? Like a weakness in your body,
yeah,
kind
really
of run down.
After.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, if you're sick, you do that. But you're feeling a little bit better now, towards better. Feeling better,
feeling a bit better as the week goes on.
Yeah, that's good. How'd you get here?
I got a ride.
You got a ride from the wonderful, beautiful wife, Therese.
Yeah.
How you getting home?
Probably taking the TTC.
Take the better way, or somebody's way, or whatever, right? Yeah. So when you got here, what did we do?
We had a little chat, and then we listened to some Neil Young and Crazy Horse.
Rust
Never Sleeps.
Rust Never Sleeps. Have you heard this before?
Yes.
Numerous times?
Record.
It's your record. That was a good question, eh? Did you get that, people? Have you heard this before? Well, I only heard it today for the first time. Right? I mean, I heard the little, you know, the beginning of it. Watching on a couple of concerts on TV or something. But the whole album, first time for me. As old as I am, as old as that album is, I never had a chance to hear that whole album.
Yeah.
So.
What did you think of the record, Bob?
I was in the groove.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was floating around. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite albums.
Yeah. So we had a smoke, we had a glass of water, and we listened to Neil Young, Crazy Horse. He was in some bands before this, all right, you know. Yeah, so that's okay. And after that, we watched a movie.
We did.
No, we watched.
We watched 2 episodes.
That's right. I'm jumping the gun here again.
Yeah.
We watched 2 episodes of The Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
They were both good.
They were good ones.
Yeah, they were both all right. They were okay. Some Twilight episodes get a little on them, but most of them are pretty good.
Yeah.
And after The Twilight Zone, of course, we watched the movie.
Yeah, we watched the movie.
What did we watch?
Joker.
The Joker.
I hadn't seen Joker before.
You've never seen Joker before. So what you think?
I've wanted to see it for a while, but yeah.
Yeah, you've been wanting to see it for a while, eh? So finally got around to seeing it today. So what did you think about it?
I thought it was excellent. It was, it was a brilliant film.
Brilliant?
Yeah.
Did it get you in a few spots? Did you see anything coming, or did you...
No, it's really...
Make you kind of like oozy or whatever that word is? Like...
Yeah, it was, some of it was quite shocking.
Shocking, yeah, that's a good word for it.
That's that's kind of the whole point of the film, though, actually.
Yeah, I don't want to talk over you about the whole point of the film. It got to the end where,
Yeah.
I don't want to, most people have seen it, but try not to spoil anything. But yeah, it's another guy, people, they kept picking on him. He's already got problems, and the shit bowl was getting fuller and full, and the Cheerios were flowing over the bowl, and he kind of like, oh, well, what the hell? So, yeah. But that was very good. What did you give it? Did you give it a rating? Would you give it a rating?
I would give it at least an 8.5 out of 10.
At least an 8.5 out of 10. You know, I'm somewhat to agree with that. Like, I think I rated it before a few months ago, and I think I was up there in an 8 or 9 racket area kind of thing, right? So, yeah. And now we're going to watch another movie, and what's this movie going to be?
This is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt.
And what's the other blonde guy's name?
DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Have you seen this movie before, Richard?
I saw it at the cinema. My wife and I went to see the show.
Your wife took you to the cinema?
Yeah.
No, you both seen it at the cinema?
Yeah.
So what did you think of this movie?
I thought it was excellent. A lot of people thought it was too long, but I didn't. I was thoroughly entertained all the way through. My wife and I didn't even notice the
So the 2.5 hours
Yeah, it was just yeah,
kind of flew by.
Yeah.
It was like you never noticed the time.
no.
You weren't
because-
sitting there getting kind of itchy and getting kind of whatever, hurry up and something happen or one of those things. So you liked it totally, and you accepted the 2.5 hours is like because it just
Yeah.
went by. Yeah.
And the other thing, it was. I'm really glad I went to see it at the show because seeing it on the big screen, it had
On the big
it
screen,
had some
well,
amazing cinematography,
yeah.
which you kind of miss.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
This kind of movie, there was like this one. I'd rather have seen this on the big screen.
yeah,
There are some movies that we watch, that, you know, sometimes it don't matter, but certain movies, you gotta watch them on the big screen. Rick's seen it on the big screen, and Bob's seen it on the little screen that Bob has. So I've seen this movie this is probably my 5th or 6th time. Because I have it, right? And then I watched it on Movie Time when it shows up.
yeah.
You know, it's like, what's on? Oh, okay, I'll watch that. Just for the hell of it. Because I like it. So, yeah, this movie goes along at a pretty good pace. You don't even notice the time.
No.
I'll show you a little bit of it. This was the beginning. Let's see what happens here.
And passionate intrigue. Bernalisi stars in the Los Angeles television premiere of Love, Hate, and Dishonor, Saturday at 9 on KHJ TV9.
Gina. The face in Misty Light.
Hello, Mr.
Oh,
Schwartz.
hello, Gina. I had a meeting with a very handsome cowboy man.
He's waiting for you in the barn.
Well, since I just finished watching a Rick Dalton fucking film festival, I think I know who you are. Put it there.
It's my pleasure.
Hey, this is pretty good. You can see the lamp in there, right? And then the other light. But it's too dark if I shut the lights off, right? So anyway, most people know what the movie is, so don't mind the clip too much. That's just part of the Rick and Bob show, or the Bob and Rick show, or anyway. So let's see what else. So we're gonna start eating this pizza now before it starts getting cold. It just came 5 minutes ago?
Yeah,
Just before we started this. All right, Rick, you gonna be around next week?
I should be.
Yeah, and then we'll watch a couple more movies, and then the week after we'll start watching some Christmas movies.
Yeah,
How's that sound to you?
that sounds good.
Sounds reasonable. Okay, say goodnight, Rick.
Good night, Rick.
Good night, Rick. Good night from Rick and Bob. We'll talk to you next week. Have a good week.
Good night.
Good night. There's Leonardo.